Hello YouTube and welcome to more Heroes of the Storm. How you guys doing today? I have to admit that I'm actually quite annoyed because I went to the movies yesterday. I watched The Martian, which is actually a really good movie, so if you haven't watched it, you should definitely check that out. It's one of the better ones this year. The annoying thing is that I bought myself a push bike just roughly 1.5 months ago, and I brought that to the cinema and I locked it and everything and put it behind like a corner so that nobody could actually see it. And when I came back, the whole thing was stolen. So yeah, thumbs up for that. Tried to buy the same thing again, and unfortunately they don't have the entire line of the series anymore. So basically, somebody stole my bike, and even though I really tried to hide it and locked it, so it didn't really matter, so I'm a little bit down today and a bit annoyed. But, well, we have great Heroes of the Storm, so that's at least one upside. And today we're going to have 3 matches, so we have a couple of games with Stitches, with Sonya. There's also a bit of Abathur in there. A lot of heroes that we haven't seen in quite a bit, especially Abathur, of course, has also been banned out in this league quite a lot. If you're not familiar with the EPL, then once again a reminder that this is a mixed league, which basically just allows the top players from the teams and also the top 100 ranking of Blizzard to play against each other on a high level, so they don't have to resort to Hero League where the results with the matchmaking are often a little bit weird. So yeah, in this case they have the opportunity to just like practice against each other, and that's the whole idea behind it. The banning is not really all too sophisticated, since of course this is not really team strategies that they're running here, but it's more about the individual skill and them just trying out a few more builds with heroes and also of course different setups. So guys, we're gonna jump into the first game. As I already said, today we have 3 maps instead of 2, and I hope that you enjoy them. So here is map number 1. Cursed Hollow is the map in our next game here at the European Pro League. A mixed team in-house league that we have on the highest level in Europe. We have most of the pro players for the teams currently participating in it, and also a few of the top 100 lists that was released by Blizzard to try and find just games on a high level where they can practice. And we have, in this case, now to the left side, we have a Stitches composition. We have Snow on Stitches, Shrimpy on Tyrande, we are seeing Black Scorp on Jaina, so a lot of burst for them as well, and Breeze for the additional lockdown against the hooked target, with Whoopi as the support on Karazhan. To the right side of the map, it is now Alex the Pro G on Tyrael. We have Smexy Style on Uther, Mane on Falstad, Eternal on Kerrigan, and Super KG is playing Mirrodin in this game. Don't get confused by the red color for everything. Like, this screen is unfortunately like an in-client screen, and it has been bugged for like 6 months now. Usually it's that both of the teams are just reversed colors at the start, and in this case everybody is marked as red, but of course Blizzard will fix that at some point. I don't really think that's a high priority for now. In the game itself, as you can see right now, everything is completely normal. To the left side we have the blue team, to the right side we have the red team, and let's find out who's going to take it here. We have, with the Stitches combination or composition, of course, once again the focus here on Hungry for More on level 1, which allows him to just get a pretty massive hit point pool, and this is absolutely, this is like super awesome for him, especially with Devour already capitalizing on that. A bit of a trap down here with Eternal and Super KG. You could actually see Snow just trying to throw a blind hook in there once again. He's been doing it several times already in previous games. That might be one of the things that he's going to do. The kill in the mid lane is the first one though. The trap of the blue team working out a bit better thanks to Tyrande with that extra stun. And they take down Uther. Super KG is also moving in and had to jump away there. That was rather close. Up to the top lane, we're currently seeing Mane, this time on Falstad, moving up against Whoopi. So the battle between the 2 Fnatic players. We have also Watchtowers now taken, so the blue team a bit more aggressive on the map now. And I can really understand that. If you're rocking a composition with Tyrande, you're trying to dominate the early game and get a few kills in, and that's exactly what they're trying to do in the mid lane again. Stun after stun is moving in, and the second kill against Uther. Well played by the blue team. Great moves by them, and they force Super KG back. Whereas up to the top lane, Whoopi is also in trouble. He's trying to escape. That doesn't look good though. Breeze is moving in, and they actually save him. Well played here. The thing is though that we have still Mane in a position where he has to be careful. I don't really think he knows that Breeze and Shrimpy are waiting in that bush. He might have seen on the minimap that a few players are rotating away from the mid lane, but I don't really think that he knows what's going on up there. This could be an interesting one, but the stun of Shrimpy misses. Kerrigan is now jumping in, but also a bit too late for this. We have level 4 faster for the blue team, which allows them to go again into the Snowstorm for Jaina. It's the most popular level 4 talent for her at this point. Most of the players go, oh, there's the lockdown, and the barrel roll for Mane to escape. Most of the players, I was just about to say, go on to Conjurer's Pursuit on level 1 to deal with the mana problems on Jaina in the early mid-game. Nice lockdown here by Eternal. Breeze is still getting away thanks to the shield that we saw from Shwimpy, and the turnaround attempt against Super KG, the Owl, doing so much damage but not enough to take him down. Well played here. And during all of this, we have at the bot lane a tribute on the map. Snow and Alex fighting against each other. Alex going on level 4, by the way, also for the Vampiric Strike, which is becoming more and more popular on the European server as a level 4 talent for Tyrion to have that extra sustain. Black Scorp is in a bit of trouble, but drops that Snowstorm in time to force everybody else back. Snow still fighting for the tribute. He's trying to delay it. And at the same time, we're having in the middle now another lockdown against Breeze, but the second stun is missing. Eternal is still trying to take down Arthas, and they get the kill. They get the kill with Alex and also Super KG moving in for an assist. We have, by the way, Mene with his false stat on level 4 going into the Vampiric Assault, which helps him with the extra lane sustain. There's a lot of sustain talents in general on these heroes. The level 1 Ravage talent for Kerrigan, of course, helping with this too. The extra 10% heal that you get. We have the Vampiric Strike, the Vampiric Assault, and also these shields on Uther. So the red team really trying to make that work. Good hook and stun, but the tribute still caught by the red team now. So they are ahead in the tribute count. We saw Mene during most of this. Well, he can actually fly to the top and take the experience again, but he's still missing out on a bit of it. But here comes Falstad back to business. Wooby was trying to give his team a slight lead in experience. Jump in the mid lane by Eternal, going for Black Scorp, but Jaina moved away in time. And the blue team is now attempting to take the Mercenaries. All in all, a very tense game actually. 2 kills for each side. We have both of them on level 7. Extremely close match right now. Tenderizer as the next talent on Stitches, who of course wants to just slow down targets that he was able to hook. We have Amplified Healing as his level 4 talent. And when we're looking at the rest of the heroes, we have Frostbitten on 7 for Jaina. We're seeing the battle momentum again for Tyrael on the side of the red team. Pretty standard so far. And with that auto-attack build that of course Falstad is aiming for, Secret Weapon, it's not really a secret here. So yeah, he goes for Secret Weapon after heading into Power Throw on level 1. We oftentimes see Seed Marksman taken there. Falstad, as we are talking about him, running apparently into Shwimpy and Breeze. And at the bot lane, there's a trap now against Stitches. Everywhere on the map, there's currently like traps laying in attempts against hero, little ganks. And this one is hitting hard and Stitches is falling. We still see the rotation over to the camp, and this time it's actually like the blue team that is just trying to take away the Bruiser camp of the red team. And Arthas has a lot of self-sustain, especially thanks to Rune Tap on 7, but if then he also gets help from Shwimpy with Tyrande and the shields plus heal, and of course it's an easy camp for them to take. They steal it away, and now are gonna drain a bit of the ammunition. It's not really the best camp to steal away, like it doesn't do too much, it delays the waves a bit and also drains the ammunition from the second tower wave, so it puts slight pressure on that upper 40 over here. But in general, there are camps that are more effective. The big deal though is that you steal it away from your opponent, so your own camp when you take it then later on is going to do a bit more damage and does not run into your opponent's camp, so you can't just simply cancel this out. Up to the top now, Mane is still playing pretty passive here. His job is to soak experience, there's nothing else that he really has to do. Getting a kill in, of course, would be absolutely amazing, but it's nothing that's really expected from Falstad on the top lane. He can put some pressure in, but the most important part is not to die, soak the experience, and get ready for the tribute. And the tribute is spawning indeed now. We have another camp taken, Shwimpy and Breeze are aiming for it, and it's also about the experience here, and they get that. Both of the teams are extremely close to level 10 now, and are trying to get their heroic ability. Smexy Style is currently trying to catch the tribute, but here comes the Owl, cancelling it out. The thing is though, that he might still be able to get this one through. Level 10s, yes, there they are, but the tribute has already been channeled. And by now, both of the teams, of course, are lying on the road. Uh-oh, Alex going a bit deep for this one. And gets hooked in again. Do we see Gorge? No, we don't. We have Putrid Bile on the side of Stitches. We're seeing Water Elemental, Army of the Dead, Divine Palm. And for Tyrande, we could see both heroics. Shadowstalk is absolutely... It's a great talent to take right now with that extra heal. But if you are talking about not only Shadowstalk but Starfall, you have two amazing options on the hero here on level 10. In this case, though, they decide that they want to have the extra heal and also the invisibility, so they head instead into Shadowstalk. When we're talking about the red team, then we are seeing, for now at least, Judgment. We have Divine Shield, Mighty Gust, super popular talent these days, and also Maelstrom plus Abathur. It's actually kind of cool that we see sometimes even Haymaker now taken by the teams, especially of course here in the EPL. They sometimes just want to have a bit of fun. Haymaker every now and then comes into play, and if you combo that correctly, you can actually do quite a bit of damage there. But in the more standard games, it's still Abathur that just gives you so much utility. You are just unkillable. The attempt at the top, it's a smart idea behind this. Shadow Stalk and then trying to sneak in, but Mena was paying attention. Barrel rolled away in time. But now we have the tribute at the bot lane. And this is the third tribute. And this is actually one of these things that is going to be very difficult for the blue team to hold, since the position has already been taken by the red team. But Snow is able to delay the channel for a bit longer, and that allows the rest of his team to move in. And here it is, that 5 versus 5 that we've been waiting for. Karrigan already going in, missing the stun combo. That was a bit annoying there. That was very unfortunate. We have already the Mighty Gus to save Tyrael. Everybody is rushing away, and the red team is starting to drop in hit points. They need to be careful here. Whoopi in the backline is already trying to channel, and he is going to get this one. Or is he? No. Oh, wow, he is not getting it, at least not just yet. But the fight is still ongoing. And Shadowstalk again used for the heals. Judgment on Tyrande, but Arthas is already down. The blue team is starting to lose heroes. Alex keeps himself alive again, using his shields here. And we see once more Stitches in trouble as he is getting sucked in. The Divine Palm saves him. Tyrael is down, tries to go for the explosion and is able to take a lot of the hit points away of the blue team. Super KG a bit up at the front. There comes the hook, moving in and the Owl channeling or cancelling the channel on Smexy style with the tribute, but the red team is still not giving this one up. It's a 4 versus 5 at this point, but Arthas is just now leaving the main base. He's going to take some more time to go in and help out his teammates, but it looks like they can save this one. And the hook against Muradin. Wow. Great hook here by Snow. He had some very, very solid hooks in this game so far, and he was able to just simply get that kill against Muradin and again put the red team into a 5 versus 4 position, and that's extremely important since they're trying to take the boss now. So with them being ahead in numbers, they can easily go for boss. They can completely without any problems take it down, and they're already starting to rotate up to the top because they want to contest the boss at the top lane and go for a potential kill against the red team. And they also have level 13 now, so they have the talent advantage. They are going to be here in time, and this is going to be a trouble. Triple relentless use, Shadowstalk already in play, and here comes the blue team. They're trying to go for a big victory against the red team here. Eternal with the Maelstrom jumping straight for Shrimpy. Smexy style is extremely low, and so is Alex the Pro-G. He's jumping away mid Alduin's Smite. They get the boss, actually. Unbelievable, and so far everybody is still alive here. Really good play on the side of the red team. They escape for now, and I can't believe that they've been able to pull this one off. The talent lead was there for the red team, was extremely well, sorry, for the blue team, was extremely well played by them. Abandoning, or not abandoning, but moving away from the boss at the bot lane with 4 of their heroes, leaving it to the 5th man to take it down. The boss was captured, they were at the top in time, and the steal was denied, even though they were a talent behind and they didn't even lose a hero. Great play. Gust, of course, playing a huge role there. Mena with the Mighty Gust can just make these plays happen. And now, once again, we're seeing the fight for the tribute. And this is an important one. The teams are both on level 13. And as you can see at this point, we're having now the opportunity for the red team to maybe get that curse and therefore close the gap in experience. Here is the hook and the attempt to stun the target out. But KG was able to dodge it. Again, Eternal not hitting his Karrigan combo. Here comes Mighty Gust pushing them away. It's still a 5 versus 5 that's happening here. We have Lingering Essence for Karrigan and the Giant Killer for Falstad. Alex is moving in again with a quick Druid Smite, is trying to cancel the channel, jumps in even. Already Shadowstalk being used. Here comes the Judgment, but Divine Palm keeps Stitches alive. Super Cage with his Avatar up at the front line. He's super tanky right now. They're trying to get the kills, but they lose Tyrael first, and Super KG is starting to fall in hit points too. The explosion on Tyrael nearly taking down Whoopi, but he still lives. Snow is also about to escape, and the red team just doesn't get those kills in. They lose Uther now too. They are cursed, and in an absolutely crazy fight here at the end, we now also see Super KG locked down and eliminated. Really well played by the blue team. They get the advantage, and now they are in a 2-level lead against their opponent. At the bot lane now, we have a lot of pressure. Mena is there trying to push this back. It's 8 kills against 4 in this game now. We're seeing the mid lane with Karrigan trying to defend, of course, the fort. They have level 14. I mean, they're 1.5 level behind. It's getting tricky.
but they still can make a comeback happen here. They need to try and fight before level 16 though, or just prepare to fight at the back foot for a long time and try to get their own level 16. The blue team, of course, is attempting to capitalize on the advantage now. They're starting to move in to get a few kills. Karrigan just barely getting away before the hook hits home, as you could see here. Level 16 is now ready for the blue team, and that forces the red team to abandon fights now. Well, as I say it, they might be forced into one. No, they're not. The hook hits the tower, takes it down actually. We have now on 16 the fishing hook taken. There's the ranger talent too. Wooby is extremely alone up at top lane. That is a huge issue now. If he dies, there's the Divine Palm. The blue team is moving over, but they get the kill. And now screw that level 16 talent. It's a 5 versus 4. They want to fight and they jump in. They go straight with the judgment for Breeze now. Arthas locked down and body blocked into oblivion. Wow, the red team is at a disadvantage in talents, but they get the kill against Wooby up at the top, and now they are starting to just take these heroes out one after another. Arthur's down, Charism down, and now they can make their plays. Big pings here, by the way, down to the bottom. I'm not sure why exactly that is, but now they can, of course, take that watchtower. They can also take the remaining camps, take the Bruiser camp, take the Siege Giant camp, defend their lanes. They still have all of the keeps, even though the one at the bot lane is rather weak. We have up at the top still the entire tower structure intact. And the blue team is now also going for mercenary camps. They are just now back with 5 people on the map. Well, in 2 seconds actually, that is, when Arthas is back. But at least they're in a position where they can take a couple of camps, but it's 16 versus 16 now. So the game is bouncing back. We are actually again in a situation where the two teams are on the same talent level, and that leaves us with Holy Ground, Benediction. We're having Hammer Time taken for Falstad. There's also now the aggressive defense plus Stoneform. So a lot of sustained talents for most of the heroes, but also more aggression on the side of Falstad, who can now get these mini stuns in, which is going to be an important part during these fights, especially of course against low hit point heroes, hit point pool heroes like Jaina and Tyrande. If you lock them down for another couple of seconds overall with a good CC train, then you can really make a kill happen early on and then maybe dominate that fight. But talking about dominating things, the red team is currently trying to dominate the bot lane and push that in. As long as they can take a few of the structures out and help those two siege giants, they might be able to close that gap in experience even more. It's more going to be about that next tribute though, and it should spawn any second now. That would leave us in a situation where the red team has an opportunity to take the curse. And that's of course the big thing that they are aiming for now. And the tribute spawns in a pretty favorable position. It spawns at the top. They are already in the middle, so they can make that rotation happen a bit faster. They are trying to catch somebody though. Nah, that didn't work out. Apparently they're going to give up the tribute instead. They were checking the... Oh! For a second I was really thinking they were just moving down to sneak the boss away while the opponent is aiming for the tribute, but they were checking the boss. They didn't see the rotation apparently and were assuming that everybody is taking the boss now. Instead, now they finally start to move in, try to take position here, but the blue team is already there. Schwimpy at the side, waiting for an opportunity to get his stun. Super KG jumps in, gets the stun. Here comes the hook and the lockdown. Immediately Maelstrom used, and here come the stuns now. Tyrande in trouble. Divine Palm already used, but this time not activated, and they jump in just in time after the heroic is through, but Schwimpy still gets away. Jaina is not so lucky though. She's already down. It's 5 versus 4 for the red team, and they are starting to take their kills. They go in again against Tyrande. They get the kill this time. Breeze is getting body blocked. He's still trying to escape, but locked down once again, and down he goes as Snow and Wooby escape as the two only players of the blue team to make it happen. That tribute is theirs. The red team can now take it, and that will be the curse against the blue team. Great fight here for the red team now. They are on level 18. They, for the first time in this game, take that lead in experience. And now, of course, both bosses are still on the map. And that's an opportunity that they will not let pass. They are starting to move in at the top lane to claim the first boss. It's 18 versus 18, a 5 versus 2. And, well, Jaina is going to be back in a couple of seconds, but let's see how exactly they are going to play this. Can they really sneak that bottom boss? I actually don't think so. I don't think that Snow should start this. The chances of him making making this work are slim to none. The red team is already starting to rotate down. With Holy Ground, Alex is the first one to rotate in, as he could block that spot for a bit if need be, but that's not going to happen. It's still a 5 versus 5 now, but that boss is starting to move in at the top lane. The curse is active for another 28 seconds. Down here, Wooby is in a bit of trouble. He should be able to get away, especially with dash, and he already rushes back. But we have the boss still marching towards the wall, and he's going to get that wall at least, maybe even the keep. But there's could be still a fight. Hook is missing. Super KG is starting to put pressure against the buildings at the bot lane. 19 versus 18, that's the levels that we're seeing for the two of them. Alex jumps in, blocks the area with a Holy Ground in the backline. Mighty Gust already used, and the kill against Tyrande. They're trying to go for Breeze and Snow. Both of the tanks actually pretty far in. Snow gets jumped and taken out. It's a 5 versus 3. Once again, the red team is about to make this comeback. They make it possible. They go in for the comeback here. They were behind for such a long time, but now they get kill after kill. They have level 20. We're having on faults that epic mount, a hardened shield for Tyrael. We're seeing probably redemption for Uther and Karrigan with the Bolt of the Storm already. Jaina is trying to defend against the boss at the top lane, but this keep is going to fall, and the red team is marching in right now. They go through the wall. They ignore their keep. They just say, screw that. We're gonna go for core now. The blue team with the attempt to defend. But here comes the Mighty Gust once more. The boss is rushing in. Wooby and Blackscope, I don't think that they are going to be able to stop this one. Here comes the attack, and the red team with an amazing comeback. They move in, they take their core, and they claim a victory on Cursed Hollow. With a pretty impressive performance here. Very well played, and congratulations, of course, to the red team for this great comeback here on Cursed Hollow.
Victory.
Shire is the map, and we have more EPL action here today. And this is going to be a pretty interesting game, since we have two compositions colliding here that couldn't be more different. To the left side, it is a single warrior composition with Nathan on Johanna. Quarknix is playing Falstad. We have Wolfjaw on support playing Karazim. Blackscorp on Abathur, and AR on Vala. And then we look into the right side of the map, and suddenly we're seeing a triple warrior composition here for the red team. Here displayed as blue because of that unfortunate bug in the client, the Heroes of the Storm, with Sonya played by Red X, Shire played by Jaina. The other way around, Jaina played by Shire. We have Juf on Arthas, Maxicel on Brightwing, and Breeze on Tyrael. So triple warrior against single warrior with a bit of Abathur support here. And this is going to be a very interesting game, because like I really want to know what's going on with this. I personally think that the blue team was actually thinking about going into the melee assassin, and then decided against it when they saw the triple warrior setup, and especially that Sonya. It would have been great against an Illidan here. So they decided into going for another ranged assassin that has access to Giant Killer, and try and use that to take down that triple warrior line. So that's one of these things that they could actually try and do then later on level 13. For now, we are seeing already control talents taken for at least Vala. Normally when you go for composite arrow in the multi-shot build, you try to get the frost shot on level 13, and that gives you control, especially against melee heroes in the later stages of the game. So I think that's the main idea behind what we're seeing from Vala. But we also have now for Sonya Warpaint. So it's the additional sustain for Red X, and that is going to be a nice adjustment for the late game. Having that sustain is going to be great, especially since Brightwing, of course, will try to keep everybody alive, especially with her passive. But when we're talking Blink Heal, then she can only focus on one, especially since that shield, of course, is also a single target spell. I just assume that she's going for the full phase shift build. So Warpaint can be the talent they need, and a nice snipe here already against Vala. That was a really great play, rotating in and then having having Team Frost here. Arthas for the lockdown, and then right away Jaina with a Blizzard. That was exactly what they needed, already going straight for the kill here, and against a low hit point target like Vala, you have a really good chance to get enough damage in to immediately burst it. Breeze is trying to get the dragon. He gets it actually, very well played here, just in the last second before the shrines at the bottom and at the top would have been taken, or at least claimed. Also the lockdown against Nathan was super important here. Great play by Juf, making that possible. It was actually not quite easy. The zoning was really good here. So we have both the teams now on level 4. The early Dragonite shouldn't be able to get more than 1 or 2 towers, but even that puts you ahead in experience. We have on level 4 now, again, Snowstorm after Conjurer's Pursuit for Jaina. We're seeing the complete Mines build, the Toxic Nest build for Abathur. Extremely popular these days. And we're having Flow Rider as the level 4 talent for Falstad, who's going to reduce his cooldown on the barrel roll with it. Nice escape by AR, able to move away here. Peekaboo on level 4 for Brightwing, so going for the full phase shift build with a phase shield then on level 7, who's going to come in as the next talent. For Sonya, we are most likely going to see also a bit more damage. You have, of course, on 7 then sustain talents that you could take as well. You could go into those 10% hit point boosts every 10 seconds, which is pretty neat. But damage is usually what we are seeing for her, at least these days. Sonya in general is just like one of these heroes that is extremely popular right now, and for very good reason. I mean, she has a lot of sustain, especially against teams that do not have a lot of stun. Sonya is great. I personally expect that Falstad is also going for hammer time on the later stages, around level 16, since it would be a great talent for him to just lock Sonya down for a second when she's trying to use Whirlwind to keep herself alive during the fights. The sustain that she has can be interrupted by any kind of stun, and hammer time would be a great addition to the setup because they don't really have anything that can stun her out. They have Condemn, which can be worked, less shield probably later on as well on the side of Nathan, but still not much more than that. Nice attempt to take Arthas down, but Jouf was able to escape out of this situation. And at the same time we still had a camp taken towards the right side here. So up to the top, Breeze still with the soak of experience. With level 7 we have now the face shield, we have battle momentum taken, rotation to the bot lane against Smexy who's desperately trying to depush these two siege giants. Sonya in the middle is having so far a pretty fun time against Johanna. Red X in general has been playing a lot of Sonya and he was pretty decent with that. We also had Quarknix on the same hero, but these two can really play decent Sonya, and at this point the problem that the blue team is running into is their lack of stuns, as I already elaborated a bit. The Searing attacks, there's at least a bit of single target damage for Vala. Falstad of course for Secret Weapon, and we have Conviction after Laws of Hope now taken for Johanna herself. There's, by the way, still the Ferocious Healing. Alright, so Sonya, after all, going into the sustain talents. That's an interesting touch, considering that they have 3 warriors here. That's a very, very sustainy build that we are seeing for a lot of them. So we have Sonya trying to stay alive for as long as she can. Nathan actually moving in really deep. One of the shrines already stolen away, but Johanna has lost a lot of hit points in the attempt to prevent the Dragonite. At the bot lane, we had the shrine recaptured, and that gives now the red team again an opportunity to take the statue and objective. But they can't make it happen since Wolf Joe was there and is helping his teammate out. Nathan and Wolf Joe denying it long enough so that Quarknix could take the position at the top and steal the shrine away. Fun game so far. 1 kill against 0. Not really a kill-heavy game, at least not so far, but still a lot of action and rotations on the map. Oh, we have a bit of a fight over here. Abathur was trying to help out here now too. So far unsuccessful. Wolf Joe can dash in, but Breeze is still there. He's low, but they can still focus on the target, and Falstad dying as Wolf Joe is now also about to be taken out. The polymorph is strong enough, locks him down before he can dash away again. That was of course really important to get that polymorph in. 1 more second and the dash would have been ready, and then he can just like simply jump to the hero escape, and that would have been the end of that chase. But now we have the level 10 abilities and another potential Dragonite for Red X. Judgment has been chosen. We also have Wrath of the Berserker, Blink Heal, the Ring of Frost in this case, and also, of course, the Army of the Dead, as Nathan is disconnecting out of the game. But first, that gives us a chance to talk a bit about the Ring of Frost in general. The cooldown on this talent has actually been reduced, and it's pretty neat right now. You can get a lot of value out of Ring of Frost, especially when you are playing with a coordinated team. Oftentimes we still see the Water Elemental, and I personally think that especially when we're talking about like Hero League or quick matches, Water Elemental is still the better talent to go for, since it's one of these. It's not really drop and forget, since you still can control the Water Elemental, and you should, but it's much easier to get value out of the Water Elemental than out of Ring of Frost, which is easy to miss, and you also need to have the follow-up ready with the rest of your team. But if you have a good synergy between your characters, and you have also, of course, voice chat, then Ring of Frost can really be one of these game-winning talents if you put that in place at the right moment in time. The Water Elemental is still a great alternative, and that makes Jaina one of these heroes that is a great example for how the talent system works, and that Heroes of the Storm just offers you to adapt to the situations that you are in. without any kind of talent on level 7 here. By the way, for Cleanse, we have now also Judgment taken. And that allows now Tyrael to jump Vala, to go straight for False Dead, or even go for Charism if he wants to. It's one of the problems that you have if you do not go for a Cleanse. And a Cleanse on, or the possibility of Judgment on level 10 is one of the reasons why a lot of the healers wait with the level 7 talent, because they are trying to find out what Tyrael is going to go for. He's going to go for his Sanctification, or will he use instead Judgment, and then they just use Cleanse a bit later. So that's one of the things that they could actually do. Right now we have also the level 7 talent for the Vile Nest. So we have the Envenom Nests, then the Ballistos Spores, and then the Vile Nest a bit later. Here comes that Judgment, they're going deep, and the Ring of Frost locking the target down. Vala eliminated. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. The coordination necessary to really get a lot of value out of Ring of Frost. And that's exactly what they did. They combo 2 of their heroic abilities, lock a target down that is very low in hit points in general, and then they go in for the kill just before that level 10 talent drops for the blue team, who are going into Blessed Shield, which allows again to stun out Sonya from that whirlwind. You also have Strafe, you have the Ultimate Evolution, Divine Palm, and Mighty Gust now used on the side of the blue team. And they are starting to struggle a bit. They are 1.5 levels behind. We have a jump against Abathur, and that slug is dead. The little slugger was taken out here, and so far it looks like the red team does not have to pay for it. And as I say it, they get Mighty Gusted in, and Stuart dies after Brightwing is already dead, and now also Tyrael exploding and not even killing Vala. Yeah, the slug was revenged, and Breeze immediately still worth it. The hate on Abathur is real. So, yeah. That was actually a very cool rotation from the blue team. That was really well done. I love the kill against Abathur. I really like the way they did that. Jumping in, using Brightwing, and then also, of course, the burst damage out of Jaina. But the reaction was immediate, and the blue team did a great job there getting those 3 kills. So that was pretty cool. That was really well done. At the top lane, Juve with a... yeah, okay. That Howling Blast didn't really get anything. Was a good attempt, but yeah, didn't really happen too much. These mines are so annoying. Breeze is moving from one mine into another, and he's just basically standing there just saying like, oh my god, stop slowing me down. Has to jump away here. And if he goes a bit slower, then he's gonna move backwards in time, because... oh, Judgment! Breeze tries to go in for the kill, but this time the Ring of Frost misses. And Strafe has been used. Here comes the copy. Already the move away. Look at Wolfjaw using the Divine Palm, but it wasn't even triggered. Allows him to get away though. That's the cool thing about Divine Palm in general. Even if it doesn't trigger, you have a 3-second window where the hero that gets Divine Palm can also move away. So even if you don't die and come back and get revived, so to say, you still have a timing window where you can move away from the fight and try to save yourself. So that's pretty cool. It has to be called by the healer, of course, but it's still a pretty neat tool to have in your kit. Now the level 13 talents are ready for both of the teams, and next to the Ancient Spear, which was expected on Sonya, we're having Imposing Will, the Frost Armor, the Ice Block on the side of Brightwing, and of course also for Arthas, oh, in this case actually the Biting Cold, so the increased damage on the Tempest. It's a max damage build so far for Arthas with the triple warrior setup that they're playing here. Maybe not quite unexpected. Could even go into Frostborn Feats on level 16 if he wants to go full out on the damage here. It's an option. But the fight over there in the mid lane with 13 versus 13, the Frost shots are now there. So we have the full control of Vala in those fights, especially against the melee heroes. Against Judgment being used. Oh, and the burst of Jaina finishing off Vala. We have a Locust temp now by Abathur in the later stages. Charism was also taken out. 7 kills against 3. But the Slug is going for the Shrine. The Slug up at the top lane, trying to take the Shrine. And of course also just slobbering away. Yeah, we have Nathan also starting to move in and trying to claim this one for a bit longer. Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. The problem is if they lose the Shrine now, then they are also going to face another Dragonite. So Nathan together with Abathur are trying to keep Breeze at bay, but that doesn't work. Breeze claims it, and that's an issue. Dragon Knight number 3. The third Dragonite in the game, again captured by the red team, and they start to go straight for that mid lane. They took down most of the forts already, only the one at the top lane is still alive. They are also in the lead in experience by 1.5 level, so they are starting to move in once more. 3 kills against 7 as mentioned. Abathur has of course a bit more pushing power now with his level 13 talent. And level 16 we're probably going to see the extra Locust Brood. Nathan being attacked, Iron Skin used, and the Mighty Gust to push them away. So yeah, that helps. Cooldown isn't really too high, 40 seconds, that's pretty decent. We have Abathur at the bot lane, trying to push at least this wave back a bit, already with a symbiote here in place to also soak experience, and they desperately need that since they are now lacking behind in talents. Atsada did not go for Frostborn Feats on level 16, instead he went for Stone Skin. Holy Ground for Tyrael, and the way that Breeze has been playing Tyrael here, you really want to try and limit the movements of your opponent during the fights. And there it is, Holy Ground already, locks Vala down, perfectly played, jumps in, puts the Holy Ground in between the two buildings. Vala has no escape path left to her, and they get that kill quite easily. A double kill actually, with Karazim also dying. Nathan is rather low here. Ice block on Jaina. Stör gets taken out, but the keep has fallen, and that's the most important part here at this point. 9 kills against 4, therefore. We have Abathur still at the bot lane. Black Scum is probably going to try and push this in a bit further, but they haven't taken out a single fort yet. I mean, the upside is that if they start to take down structures, they're going to get a lot more experience out of those, but the downside, of course, is that even if they get a team wipe, they have to go through forts and keeps before they can reach the core. And so far, they didn't really get a chance to do too much here. So now we have also the Circle of Life taken, the mines of Abathur everywhere on the map, and annoying, very much so, for the red team. Here come the Locust Brood now, and that could help Abathur to, yeah, next to fights, maybe just go somewhere on lane and really get enough of damage against the structures in to drop 1 or 2 and then get experience for his team. We so far also have now the Greater Polymorph for the 3rd second, which is pretty cool. And up to the bottom lane we have Redex and Juve now starting to push back as well. So the red team is just running with the advantage. They don't have to really overextend too much. They're going to try and maybe like sneak one of those Siege Giant camps in. But deep pushing was the first priority. Brightwing is still at the top lane right now. There's also the zoning once more with the holding ground. Brightwing jumps in. Peekaboo is there. They have the vision that they need. And now with this move they can claim maybe even the bot lane camp. So they're taking as many of these mercenary camps as they can on the map. We have up at the top lane Black Scorp leeching some experience and also using the Locust Boots here now, of course, as well. That is going to help them quite a bit now too. And at the same time, we're having, when we're looking at the bottom of the map, the push of the red team, who are not really stopping with this, but they are just trying to make sure that the blue team can't move away from the lanes, and so that they can claim now the next Dragonite. And those Siege Giant camps start to really threaten these structures. The top shrine is the only one where the blue team is attempting to take a stand, but now we have also Abathur on Quarknix and Wolfjaw, but they're up against 3. Here comes the Ring of Frost and the Divine Palm saving Falstad. Karazim himself is not alive though. It's a 4 versus 2. If you count Abathur, it's 3, but at this point it's not looking too pretty for them. Nobody in the mid lane though, but Breeze is trying to lock Nathan down, and now the red team can rotate again. Breeze is in a pretty good position to win this fight. Abathur should probably help out Johanna down here at the bottom. It's the only chance that they have to prevent the Dragonite, but as long as, yeah, Breeze is now getting help from Brightwing too, and the Dragonite has been captured again. Great play here by the red team. They rotate down with everybody and stop Nathan in his tracks, take Johanna down, and Juve is aiming straight for the mid lane. They want to end this game now. They want to finish it. They want to take down the blue team, and it looks like they can make that work. They're already starting to move in, and they go straight for the kill here. The core is being attacked. We are 15 minutes into the game, and that Dragonite, of course, is hurting a lot. We're even seeing now again the heroics used, but they just try to buy time for the Dragonite so that he can finish the job. Jaina dies, but it does not matter anymore. This game is over. They kill the Dragonite. It takes down the core, and this is GG as the red team claims a victory on Dragonshire. A triple warrior setup on Tomb of the Spider Queen. The team to the left with Breeze on Sonya, Wolf Joe on Malfurion, Shire on Jaina, Black Scorp on Tyrael, and Hydrogyros on Johanna here at the European Pro League. Plays that triple warrior composition, and when we're looking to the right side of the map, we have more of a traditional setup with double warrior, double damage dealer. AR is playing Reyna on the stacking map. We have Red X on Muradin, Nathan on Arthas, Juf on Karazim, and Quacknix on Nazeebo. So a triple warrior setup is going to be quite some fun to observe. The thing, of course, always is that if you fall behind with triple warrior, you really have a tough time against heroes that can poke. And that means, especially in this case, Nazeebo, the problem that you have is that you either commit to the fight fully and really go in, or you just like stand back and, well, eat the damage. And that's a pretty tricky situation. So you want to try and gain a bit of momentum there, or at least not fall behind. And they are, of course, attempting to pressure that. An attempt to block the minions. That didn't really work the way he intended to, but at least trapped a few of them. There's already the burst to Draguros. They're trying to move from one lane to another. It's apparently Sonya that has the duty to take the experience at the bot lane, but the rest of the team is already starting to move up at the top. So it's a rotation that's happening right now, bursting the waves away, trying to control that turn-in spot up at the top by rotating from middle to top lane continuously. And the red team is kind of trying to meet the rotation to at least give the extra points to Reyna, who's of course trying to go for stacking with his seasoned marksman that he picked as the level 1 talent. We have the Shot of Fury for the Breeze on his Sonya, who's currently at the bottom lane and attempting to make sure that Quackness is not going to push this in too hard. But the rotations are still happening with Nathan securing experience up here at the top. The mid lane, where we have currently 3-4 heroes just waiting for an opportunity to burst the next wave down. It's exactly what they're doing. Again, on this map, what reigns supreme are, of course, the regeneration talents, which is what we are seeing on both sides, especially though on the side of the red team in this case. Breeze is actually stunned and gets away. Quacknix was trying to move in. Shire, on the other hand, he might be a bit too far out. Wow, that was a rotation that could have taken him out. But yeah, it happened a bit too late, but it was definitely an opportunity that they had. Now Breeze has to play this quite careful, and he does. Air is still there, but the rest of the team is starting to move into the middle, where they're currently just waiting for the wave. So all in all, a pretty uneventful early game. Teams are trying to get kills in, but everybody is paying quite a bit of attention. It's still the soaking that is, of course, super important, as we are seeing here once again. We have Arthas at the top now doing exactly that. To the bot lane, that's a slight trap attempt, but it doesn't feel like AR is going to be taken out here with Juve moving in. But if Wolf Joe gets a good lockdown, but it's not good enough to make sure that they secure the kill against AR, and they lose Jaina in the process. Black Scorp was attempting to drop Reyna regardless, but that didn't work out for them. So the first kill ends up in the hands of the red team. Well done here, and we are having now everybody rotating again, with especially Hydrogyros being stunned out for a second on his way to the top lane. So that was a rotation that was anticipated by the red team. They couldn't really fully capitalize on it, but they at least got some free damage on Johanna, which is also important. Talent-wise, we're having rampant growth taken again. The talent was buffed by Blizzard in the past, since a lot of players complained how it was not really too useful. They did the math and decided that Blizzard was kind of trying to fool them there a little bit. So now the talent got buffed and is finally able to make a difference. Right now at the top lane, again the rotation. The blue team is moving in and out, and we're starting to go straight for a kill, or a potential one at the middle again. Black Scorp up at the front. Shire was very low, but got away and healed by Wolf Joe, and now everybody's committed to the fight except for Breeze, who can't really move in. Black Scorp wasn't cooldown on the Druid's Might, but could dodge most of the shots and just move behind the gate. It's still an attempt to go for the first turn-in, and both of the teams have a fair amount of gems, but they haven't really turned in too many yet. We have 14 turned in for the blue team, but that's all there is, and in experience they are still on the same level. So it's not going to be one of these maps on Tomb of the Spider Queen where we have one team snowballing really hard in the early stages, and then it's all about the potential comeback of the opponent. This could lead us into both teams hitting level 10 at roughly the same time and going into a very even battle on the map now. So Juve at the top with the experience soak. At the bot lane it's by now AR. Oh, he's rather low. Got saved by his passive there. That slam could have taken him out. but the turn-in is completed. It is the blue team who's able to get the first turn-in there. So they have the first Web Weavers, but they are also a bit behind in experience. So the Web Weavers should at least help them with that. Already the fight over here happening, and that means that we could see a kill against Malfurion. Muradin jumped away, Malfurion got the root in, but it was not long enough to really put Red X into a spot where they could take him down. So now it's the Web Weaver that is being bursted down. Level 7 dropping for both of the teams, even a little bit faster for the red team. They get the Web Weaver in the mid lane. They can now rotate up to the top. We have Reyna at the bottom lane, making sure that he's getting this one. Breeze, of course, in the area, trying to get some damage in. And if Reyna here just overextends for a second, then Breeze is going to be there with the damage. But at the top lane, this is where most of the action is currently happening. They're starting to move in, but the Web Weaver is getting a few kills against the structure. So one of those towers is going to fall, and they might be able to put enough pressure on the second one to make that crumble as well. But they're rotating back just in time. Every one of the lanes has been defended against, and now we're seeing 7 versus 7 as the levels. The talents are here with the enduring growth after rampant growth for Malfurion. The battle momentum for Tyrael and conviction has been taken on 7 for Johanna. So pretty solid builds, very solid performance by both of them. 1 kill only and the exact same amount of experience. It's actually a super close game. If you're thinking about the last match that we saw on Sky Temple, which was rather one-sided, this one is the exact opposite, at least until now. Here comes the attack, this time against Arthas. Nathan! Yeah, the whirlwind, and Nathan is looking like he is... Oh, he gets a shield and actually escapes. Wow. I really thought he would die, but he gets away, and they have a lot of time for Quarknix at the top lane to push with Nazeebo. And let's not forget about that completed turn-in. So now they have the Web Weavers pushing in too. And talking Web Weavers, it's the bot lane where we have 3 heroes present. Breeze is dodging behind them, but here comes the flank. They're trying to go for Black Scorp. Black Scorp, is he going to use the Druid Smite? He's using Smite, tries to spin himself up, gets locked down, but there's no follow-up, and the rest of the red team is now aiming straight for the mid lane, where they're attempting to take these towers down, and they are going to get both of them. Question is only, are they able to get maybe like the 4-2? As the burst against Tyrael, yeah, Black Scorp. That was a really nice attack that they had there. The lockdown in time, and then they get the kill. So really well played. 2 kills against 0 now. The Web Weaver at the bot lane defended, and in the mid lane they destroyed 1 tower, and that's it. I mean, look at this experience right now. They're still on the same level in EXP. We have everybody just trying to take position on the lanes and get them closer to 10 to maybe get a slight lead. It's 57 gems for both of them, by the way, and that's a chance now for the red team to turn in, especially, of course, since they are the ones who will hit level 10 just a bit faster. Charism started to move in. 26 of the gems have already been turned in. As level 10 now. Hyperion, Avatar, Gary, the Gargantuan in play. Alright, makes sense against the Judgment and Tyrael and the Blessed Shield. You wouldn't get too much out of the Ravenous Spirit because it can be channeled out too fast. Divine Shield also taken. And here's the commitment. The heroics are flying in. Army of the Dead utilized. The Avatar has been used. Jaina is down, and that is most of the damage that we're seeing for the blue team. Again, they are trying to survive and get away here, but Breeze is in trouble. Just barely able to use the whirlwind, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Sonya is down. It's a 5 versus 3. Both of the teams on level 10, but the red team, the one with the initiative now, they are starting in against the structures, and they are able to take down the first tower here at the top lane, with even more heroes moving straight into the middle, where they are now about to drop Black Scorp. Air gets the last few shots in. Missed the penetrating round, by the way. Made up for it by a quick shot against Tyrael, the kill shot there. So now it's level 11 versus level 10. And as you can see, Nathan with the attempt to turn in, but Hydra Gyros is there. Well played, but Juve is also in position, and he has enough gems to complete the turn-in, and now we have it. A completed turn-in for the red team. They are eliminating the tower at the bot lane, and well, with that, they have most of the towers on the map already taken out, and that is now for the blue team a situation that is extremely uncomfortable because they're already behind. If they now lose a few forts, it's going to be more than that. But the counter-aggression going on against Tyrael. Oh, or Tyrael jumping in, I want to say, against Reyna, and Reyna down. 5 versus 4. Perfect timing for such an early kill. Now the Web Weavers are on the map, but if the blue team gets another kill there, it's all that they need. The problem is that they are the ones who suddenly start to lose hit points, especially on Sonya. She was stunned out by Muradin's Avatar form out of the Whirlwind. And that's one of these things that make Muradin in particular so good against Sonya. Just because once he's an Avatar, an auto attack will perform that mini stun that drops Sonya out of the Whirlwind, and Whirlwind is a lot of the sustain that she has as a hero in these fights. Trying of course to get the Whirlwind through, leech from the opponent's heroes, and then keep herself alive and wait for the healer to also do his thing. We have still not too many buildings taken out. That's actually a very solid defense, but the experience is talking, yeah, this experience is like saying completely different. Level 13 about to drop, but a kill attempt, and Nathan! Oh, Divine Palm. Great Divine Palm. Again Breeze low, and Jouf wants him. Dashes in, Breeze even using the Ancient Spear to get away here, and he's able to save himself just barely. The blue team was chasing for this kill. Oh, the red team was chasing for the kill, and they are now trying to get it against Malfurion, and this time they do successfully take him out. Great player, locked down against Johanna, and she dies too. Great kills here, 2 more, 7 kills against 1, and the red team is diving deep. They have level 13 with the Giant Killer, with Burning Rage, Relentless, probably going to take a second, or could take a second Relentless on Arthas. I mean, they have options on him. We've seen also the increase on damage for his Frozen Tempest earlier, but in this case it's Spell Shield that he's getting against the burst damage that we're seeing from heroes like Jaina. And I suppose that when we're talking about Nazeebo, he could go for the thing on the deep or for the Toads, and he goes for the Toad talent. Oftentimes when you have level 7 and also the Toads of Hugeness come into play. It's now 14 versus 12, and the top fort is gone. They have 54 gems. They can try and turn them in again. Blackscore, by the way, has 47 on his own. He has 47 gems now. If they turn those in, then they would get another Web Weaver set. But this is, of course, or they would at least be close. But this is, of course, a chance, and they take him out. The gems are recovered. At least that is something that the blue team could pull off. They have their level 13 now with Imposing Will, double Ice Block, also Ancient Spear, and I suppose for Johanna, we could see several things for Johanna here. We have had a couple of the Hold Your Ground talents, if you really want to go for the Iron Skin. We've seen, of course, also Spell Shields in the past. In this case, Spell Shield is something that is not really like too useful. You can use it against Nazeebo, and I suppose also when we're talking about the Penetrating Round on Reyna, it is an option, but in general, not the biggest deal. So let's see what Johanna is going to go for here. There's a few options that she definitely has with the build that she's been using so far. The more important part is, it's actually Hold Your Ground. They're going for Hold Your Ground for Iron Skin. But again, the opponent dives deep. 13 versus 13 talents, and now that the blue team is starting to struggle here up at the top, we have the red team taking full control over the bot lane, where they're eliminating the fort and waiting for the Web Weaver to push against the keep. They're not even trying to rotate, they just go straight for the wall. And the blue team is a bit flabbergasted. They're like, wait a second, boys, what's going on? They want to take the keep? Alright, let's move back. But, level 16. There it is. Level 16 and the Web Weavers, and oh my god, Blackscorp. That was close. A little bit too close for comfort, to be honest with you. We have now, of course, the Penetrating Round talent with Bullseye, Stone Form, and Hyperion is also put to some use as we see Tyrael jumping to the back lane. Breeze is there. Divine Palm saving air for now, but Blackscorp, he really wants that kill. Breeze is low though, and down goes Sonya. Blackscorp is about to die. Air is still alive. Tyrael is dead. So this is a double kill for the red team, and they're not going to stop there. They go straight for Hydrogears here. If they get him, and they do, then they might even be able to deny the gems to their opponent. Wolfjo was able to recover them, but he's not able to save that keep from falling. So the keep is gone, and the red team, they are not satisfied with that. They move into the mid lane. They still have the Web Weaver for another second, and they are trying to drop at least that wall. I mean, if they can, they will also go for the keep, but the wall has to fall. To the top lane, there was also a lot of damage done already by the Web Weaver. Wolfjo is taking out the last few remaining minions, but the mid wave, that's where we are having, again, pressure against the keep. Aya is moving away, Blackscorp jumping in. he needs to be super careful. I mean, in this case, Juve is just like jumping after him the entire time, one dash after another with the heals, trying to keep Reina alive, and he has done a very good job at making that happen. Talking about heals in general, I mean, if you look at his healing numbers, he's at 62,000 heal compared to the 40,000 that we're seeing from Abathur. Again, the kill against Sonya. Judgment used for the backline, but Air is still alive, and Black Scorp is once more on the run. He was trying to go in together with Sonya, but Sonya got bursted down immediately. And now we have a 4-level difference between the two teams. Here comes the move up to the top. They want to go for boss, and they actually find Malfurion, and they take him down easily. He thought he was safe. Guess what? He wasn't. So now they can move in, get the kill. It's 14 kills against 1. Dominant performance now by the red team in this case. Really well played. I mean, these boys are not joking around, are they now? So, very solid performance. They are moving in once again, trying to get now with the boss another keep. It's the last keep of the blue team. It's the last keep, and it's a 3-level lead, even a talent lead. 16 to 13 talents that we're seeing. And, I mean, I don't even know how they're going to defend against this. They're down a talent, they're down 3 levels, they're completely taken apart here. I mean, they are on the run, they are panicking, they're out of control. The red team goes in and is moving straight in for the kill of the core. They're not joking around there anymore. It's a talent lead, a 4-level lead, a boss that moves in nearly full HP. I mean, why would you wait? Breeze is just barely getting out of there, but the core can't run. The core is actually locked down in place. If he could, he would run away, but the core can't move. And therefore it has to stand there when it gets attacked, slammed in the face. That poor statue is getting obliterated. And the red team is crowning the performance in this game with a victory here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So congratulations to them. Great performance and well played. Solid job here. The red team with a victory. GG.
And that's it for the day, ladies and gentlemen. 3 maps today. I hope that you enjoyed them. Pretty cool games here, actually. A lot of back and forth action, a few different compositions, some heroes that we haven't seen in quite some time. Pretty entertaining all in all. And yeah, if you guys want to make my day a little bit better, then if you've been thinking about like subscribing to the channel for quite some time already and you've never really like taken those 2 seconds to hit that button, then you can hit that now and yeah, make at least my day also a little bit brighter. I'm going to try and find a new bike right now, and that might sound like an easy thing to do, but I'm pretty picky when it comes to that, so I'm probably going to spend another couple of hours checking out bike stores and trying to find one that actually suits me without like yeah, lightening my wallet for another, like, I don't know, $1,000. Have you ever bought bikes recently? Like, it's kind of crazy how much money you can spend on a normal bike. Even if you don't want to look at, like, a racing bike or, like, a mountain bike or anything. Just a normal bike. The amount of money that you can, like, drop in that is crazy. Anyways, back to Heroes. So we're done for the day. I hope that you enjoyed the commentary and the show. And if you guys did, then definitely hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. There we go. And, of course, if you have questions, just post them in the comments. Thanks for watching.